Today we are at Land Rover Centurion, where power meets prestige. My friend Zama invited us for an exclusive look at the brand new Range Rover Autobiography, a symbol of refined luxury, cutting-edge design, and unmatched performance. With a price tag of 4.6 million, this isn't just a car, it's a statement. Let's take a closer look at what makes the Autobiography a true icon in the world of luxury SUVs. Hi guys, sorry to interrupt your video. I realized 88% of you guys do not subscribe to the channel. You guys just watch the video and keep it moving. I'm sure it's something unintentional. Please hit the subscribe button so you can enjoy these beautiful houses I showcase in South Africa. Peace.
Hi Zama.
Hi, how are you, man?
I'm good, brother. Thanks for inviting me.
You're welcome.
To making this video.
Welcome to JLR Centurion.
Yeah. What do you have for us today?
A lot of vehicles.
A lot of vehicles.
Powerful vehicles. Modern luxury.
Okay. Can you tell us a little bit about this?
So this is the car's parked here, actually clients' vehicles.
Oh, so we can't use that?
No, we can't demonstrate with that basically. Once your vehicle is done for service, we park it out here in front.
Oh.
And then you go in, you go speak to the service advisor, and then they direct you to your car. Some of the vehicles are for clients who just came here to check out some cars, just like that Ford Ranger. Yeah. With us today is a Range Rover. The vehicle has a 4.4 litre V8. This gives us 390 kilowatts of power and 750 Newton meters of torque. This vehicle weighs 2.5 tons. And as heavy as it is, this 4.4 litre V8 is able to move this vehicle from 0 to 100 in 4.6 seconds. But that's if dynamic launch has been engaged.
Is dynamic launch like a button inside the car?
Exactly, it's like a launch mode basically.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's basically that. Anything you can think of in this vehicle is here. I usually refer to this vehicle as a mansion on wheels because it actually feels like a house.
I like that word, mansion on wheels.
Mansion on wheels. No, it's a proper car.
I think what we'll do is just talk about it and then later I'll do my own euros of the space.
Okay.
So who's this car suited for? Who do you think is suited for?
Anybody actually.
Okay.
But you should, however, note something. I think I want to show it to you here. The middle seat is actually not a seat. You can use it as a seat if you want, but it won't be as comfortable as it should be. This middle seat is just simply meant for your armrest. The armrest where you'll control your blinds, your windows, anything you'd like to control, a few other features on the vehicle. So that's what it's meant for. And you can even see that the size of the middle seat is actually a very small thing. You understand what I mean? If you're looking for something that is for family, then you should actually buy that specific vehicle.
The one in front?
Yeah, because that is a 5-seater.
We're also going to check that later.
Exactly. This car, as an Autobiography, also comes in as a 7-seater. No?
Okay.
So you can get an even longer version of this. That is a standard wheelbase.
Okay.
This is a long wheelbase.
Long wheelbase.
You can get it as a 7-seater as well.
Interesting.
Understand what I mean?
Yeah. What do you think makes the Land Rover stand out as a brand?
What makes it stand out as a brand? I'll tell you one thing. No?
Okay.
I've always wanted to work at BMW.
Okay.
I've always dreamed of it.
Yeah.
The timing was just never wrong. Every time I wanted to work at a BMW. At a BMW dealer. And then what I then did was I sold a Land Rover Discovery while I was working at Audi. Okay. And I drove the car for a few days and I was like, you know what? If I had all the money in the world, I'd buy a Land Rover.
Interesting. Me
having said that, it then made sense for me to put in an application to come work here because I believed in the product because of how much I had experienced it. Our comfort is on a different level. There's certain luxury automakers who are selling vehicles, but the vehicles are running on springs. Our vehicles are on adaptive air suspension.
Nice.
That makes a huge difference. You understand what I mean? It doesn't make sense to buy a vehicle that costs a few millions and then you give me a vehicle that is running on springs and that is not running on an air suspension.
Okay.
So a vehicle on springs is bouncing. Ours is literally hovering as we drive. We're not focused on high volume. We're a prestige luxury brand. That's what makes us different.
Interesting. Do you mind this one?
So you can actually do a few things in the specific vehicle. We have a power socket there at the bottom. You can plug in a computer, laptop,
And the vehicle will power, like,
The vehicle will literally power that.
whoa.
You can power your gaming console there. You can therefore connect with an HDMI cable to these screens, and you can play with your gaming console.
So you can play FIFA, Fortnite, whatever.
Exactly.
Interesting. That's
Yeah.
really cool. I
Another
saw
thing-
HDMI the last time. I was like, what?
Exactly. And these are your cup holders.
Yeah.
If you don't want them to be displayed, you just click on a button, and then they just basically close.
Whoa. That's nice.
Exactly. They also have the rear blinds, which I'm able to control. That's one of those things. With my seating position, I'm able to activate the massages for the vehicle. Not only that, I'm able to reset this to normal seating position, which is currently what is happening. This means this seat here will go back to its default settings.
Interesting.
This is also if we want to have an additional passenger in the vehicle and we need to make space.
That's really cool.
And then if we want to recline it, I have to click recline here. This is basically reclining me.
Yeah.
It's reclining that. It'll make room for my
Feet.
there. It'll also push my feet forward. Obviously once that is done, and then there comes the feet section where I need to literally,
Whoa, that's cool.
that's proper.
Yep.
What I can also do in the rear, I can ventilate and heat these seats in the rear. The seats in front are also controlled and they can also be ventilated.
Interesting.
What I can do on that door,
Yeah.
I can control the window
Okay.
of this door and that door from one position. I don't need to go all the way across to that. You can try to click the button.
Just anyone.
Click that to open. There you go, opening that one. You can click it. So that's for the blind basically, and it's opening this window at the same time.
That's cool.
Yeah, and then we can.
Because that thing is a nightmare. You always want to.
You have to go across
Oh
to
my
that.
God.
That's not presidential. You get what I mean?
It's not presidential.
So this is basically that, and this is a very versatile vehicle.
Yeah. If there's anything, this vehicle gives like executive, like CEO, like boss, like it's just giving.
But the added feature of this is versatility. You can be anywhere. You can go anywhere,
Yeah.
and you can always feel at home at any specific place.
True.
That's not what I mean.
Yeah.
And regardless of whether we're driving on gravel or we're driving on whatever, we still have the same amount of comfort and versatility that we need with the vehicle.
Very nice.
That's basically that. And then I think we must just basically go in front,
Yeah, I think you should go.
where
in
you'll
front.
be able to see other things on the vehicle as well.
You're doing good. You're doing good. That's really good. I'll see them.
So with this, you see how thick this door is? That's what I'm saying. You can actually armor this thing. You can even see it on the side of the door that this can actually be armored.
I can see.
Yeah.
It's such a huge one.
There is a third-party service provider that I know. They
So
are,
if someone wants to do that, you guys will take them up with that.
yeah, they armored a Land Rover Discovery that cost an additional 1.8 million. Yeah. But I mean, if you need that type of protection, what is 1.8 million to you?
All at once.
Exactly. We have soft close on the doors, so if I don't close properly, I don't need to correct myself. It will finalize that.
Yeah.
The only other thing you usually need to add on our vehicles are usually fully kitted with everything.
Yeah.
The only other thing you would need to add on this is most probably deployable side steps if you feel you need them.
Oh, it's nice, nice.
But otherwise, everything is there. Let's quickly go to the boot. Let me show you a few things at the boot. This can actually be what we call a split tailgate. Then we have this section here as well. Mass weight, 300 kgs on the specific one. You can control a lot of things. If you want to deploy your tow bar, we can do that now, and it will come out at the top. And that's basically that. I'm gonna return it back to where it came from. That's basically that.
that makes it.
Is what?
Those details are really cool.
Exactly. Another thing, once I open the door,
Yeah.
the steering wheel and the chair make space for me to enter.
Okay.
You know what I mean? You didn't see that, but when I opened the door,
It did that.
it pushed the chair backwards so that I'm able to sit in. Once I close the door, it then puts me back into position. You're able to set different positions. For example, this can be my sitting position.
Yeah.
Number 2 can be maybe for a spouse or somebody, and number 3 can maybe be for a child or a cousin or whatever. So if you are driving the vehicle and you are driver number 1, you just click number 1 and then it puts you into that position. When driver number 2 comes in, they don't need to try to reset everything. The car knows, so you just click number 2 and then that's basically that.
That's cool.
Understand? I'll just do this now. I'm gonna try to open this window. So we have a wireless charging port here, 2 cup holders. Another thing that we have here is the fridge.
I think I should be on that side.
Exactly. I just want to adjust
Yeah, I see.
passenger reset. So as a driver, I don't need to have to go all the way back to that same screen I was using. I just can do all of that from here basically. Understand? We have a fridge here that we can switch on. This will basically put in 4 500 milliliter bottles in here.
Yeah.
You can just switch on and then
I think this is like the perfect traveling car. You can put a lot of things there, like water, whatever.
exactly you want to put on. Exactly you want to put in, and then we have these 2 cup holders here. We have the wireless charging here, and this is basically your Land Rover. Not a complicated vehicle. Majority of the things will be on the screen. This button here is for that compartment. And then another thing, these are wireless headsets.
Interesting.
So with these, what you can do is, the passenger in the rear is able to get into a meeting, play with the gaming console, and have their own individual sound with these wireless headsets.
Just that.
Without me as the driver having to change my own music.
Oh, that's crazy.
You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
Or without the noise of whatever distracting them, you understand?
really cool.
But the car is actually quiet inside. There's 2 basically for both people in the rear. And then this is our screen. So I was explaining that this is for that compartment. And then this part just unlocks here, and then that's an additional storage there.
And the power, I guess, was this.
That's another power socket as well. So there's a lot of stuff on this vehicle. The vehicle has a Meridian signature surround system. That's the best system you can have there. We have a SOS button here. If anything goes wrong, you hold on to that button, you wait for it to flash, then you leave. Our vehicles, so you'll therefore be connected through to JLR South Africa.
Yeah.
And our customer service team will therefore be able to assist you. You click the SOS button should you ever feel safe, or should you not feel safe, or should there be any health issues. Then they can deploy the necessary assistance.
To the location.
Should there be any technical assistance issues, which will most probably never happen, you just hold that button, wait for it to flash, and then you'll be sent through to the technical assistance team. Maybe you have a flat tire. You don't have to change it, or you don't have to change it yourself. The team can come through and they can assist you with that flat tire.
Nice.
Something as simple as that.
Nice.
And most of the time, whenever you see a Land Rover product on a flatbed, it's most probably not because there's something wrong with the vehicle. Our vehicles do not give problems. If they did give problems, 80% of our customers wouldn't be repeat customers. That's not what I mean. So would you allow an individual to drive your 4.6 million vehicle from one point to the other? No, you wouldn't. You would rather prefer us to put it on a flatbed from whatever point A to B that is. So our vehicles are not problematic vehicles, which is how some people remember this brand to be, but that is not the case.
I like that you cleared that air.
Yeah, that's basically that. And then we have different driving modes. This vehicle is actually out of fuel because we've been switching it on and off. But I would have, if the vehicle was on, I would have been able to show you the different driving modes. And the different things on the vehicle basically. So we have off-road mode, we have normal mode, and then we have access mode. Access mode is the lowest suspension setting.
Okay.
This therefore makes it easier for you to go into the vehicle.
Okay.
But should you feel that that is not enough, then you'll have to obviously buy deployable side steps.
Yeah.
Whenever you open the door, the deployable side step comes out. Then we have normal, and then we have off-road. I can't switch on the vehicle. I can try just to show you.
Yeah.
Oh, it's actually on.
Okay. It came on.
I'm shocked. And then we have off-road mode. I need that door to be closed so that you can see the off-road. So it's therefore increasing the height. If you look at the vehicle relative to the other vehicle, you'll see that the suspension is actually increasing. So that's basically that.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, that's the suspension is raising basically.
Keep going. That's cool.
I'm just waiting for it to finish. It's still doing that.
I really like this dashboard.
Yeah, proper, ne? Okay to drive, vehicle raising in process. It's still moving actually. And then if you were to,
I can see.
And if you're to look here, from my side, I doubt you'll be able to see it. I have heads-up display, so I don't always have to be looking at the specific screen. I can just always look there.
Oh yeah.
And should I do any navigation, some of that information will show up on the heads-up display.
Interesting. Where is that?
Maybe if you come this side, are you able to see that?
Not yet. I can't see.
Alright. Then we have this, and then we have a camera on the shark fin.
Oh, okay.
That shows
really cool.
what's happening in the rear. But if you don't want to use that, you can just click on that, and that's your normal screen. Your normal screen. Otherwise, you just click on this.
No, this is really cool.
We have this. I can look at myself here. I can use to that. I also have another one here in front.
Very cool.
So we really thought about the client when we curated this vehicle.
No, I agree. Absolutely.
Yeah. And we also have heated steering on this specific model. This is the button for that. And then the
it's
heated
gonna be warm when you.
Exactly.
Oh my god, that's really cool.
So not only comfort for the client but also comfort for the driver.
Yeah, that's really good.
You understand? That's basically that. Show you a few things on the vehicle.
And I like the interaction of the screen. Like you can see, it's like quick. I've once gone into I don't want to say the brand, and it was taking like few seconds to do anything.
Exactly. We also have valet mode in this. So if you click on valet mode, you can set a pin, enter pin to activate valet mode. Let's say 1, 2, 5, 6. You need to confirm that 1, 2, 5, 6. Valet mode has been enabled. This means any information on the vehicle will not be accessed. Any information that is on the screen. This means the people at the valet company are also not able to play any music with your vehicle. Once you get into the vehicle, you get into the same pin again, and there we are.
Cars are locked.
We have wireless Apple CarPlay, as you would expect with a brand like this. And then there's multiple things that you can use on the vehicle as well. We have slope assist. This will even show you the degree of angle that you're positioned in. We have the compass should you need that. We have the wheel information. Not only that, we have the weight sensing. With the weight sensing, if we ever get into water, we can only get into 900 millimeters of water. And once you get into the water, the vehicle actually shows the water on the screen.
Oh my god.
So most of our electronics have been put in at the top.
This is so cool.
Yeah, so most of our electronics are put in at the top.
Yeah.
So the
so
max...
that you can avoid water damage.
Exactly, so the maximum is 900 millimeters.
Interesting.
So if you go above that, you're risking the condition of your vehicle. So it's one of those things, we have the right height. I'm going to take it back to access mode. I'm sure you can hear.
Yeah, and I can see it's going down.
Exactly.
Interesting.
So that is basically that. Even on the screen, the vehicle is lowering in suspension. The right height has been achieved. There's different driving modes. There's comfort, there's automatic, there's grass, gravel, snow, there's mud ruts, there's sand, There's rock crawl. This is you basically driving at an angle. There's the weight. And then you can configure whatever it is you want to configure. Then there's the 4x4 information. Once you turn the steering wheel, the information will be displayed. We also have 360-degree camera, and you can see exactly what is happening with the vehicle. This is for off-roading. You are able to see on the side and what is happening in front. On the road, this is your 360-degree camera. You are able to click here. It shows you with that specific angle. You're able to click here and there. I want to take it back to the specific angle just to show you something. Once you turn the wheels while driving, this vehicle also has rear wheel steering.
Interesting.
So this is to help with the turning circle of the vehicle. And then we have this angle that you can see, and that as well. This angle.
Like what? This is crazy.
And that angle as well.
So you can see everything literally.
Exactly. And that is basically that. Any questions from your side?
So far, nothing. I'm just astonished.
Exactly. And then we have, I just want to do this. I think my phone is connected to this, hence I am not able to activate the navigation. You have Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, launch traction, low traction launch.
What's the voice control?
You can give the vehicle a few commands.
Like you just say it out, like.
You just basically say it out. You can say dial a specific name.
Oh yeah.
But you need to pronounce it in a way whereby the vehicle can recognize whatever you've saved on your phone.
Yeah.
You can read a message, reply to the last message, send a message, send my location to a specific individual, send my ETA and destination to that specific individual.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
Send updates on that, a lot of that, and then
voice tags.
Another thing, I just want to show more of that.
And I mean, you've been in the car space for some time now. And where do you see AI? How is AI going to influence the space? What do you think is going to come? What do you think is going to be introduced? Because I already see AI with the camera. You can see literally what's happening with that tire on that side without stepping out.
Exactly.
It's really going to be crazy.
I'm not necessarily in the engineering space of
Yeah.
that. So I think it will surprise me whenever it gets here.
Yeah.
But I think we'll see a lot of fascinating things happening.
Yeah.
And our
Like
cars,
self-driving?
that actually happens. Some people do what we call a combination of the lane keep assist
Yeah.
and the adaptive cruise control.
Yep.
That is actually, the combination of those two systems is
Yeah.
actually autonomous driving.
True.
So I think that our cars have the capability to do that. Maybe our laws and regulations do not allow us to have that. And that might be the reason why our automakers are not maybe configuring or curating our vehicles to have those specific capabilities.
Just
So
yet.
they're there,
Yeah.
but I think our laws and rules and regulations do not allow us to do that. Do not allow manufacturers to curate vehicles to do that for us, basically. So there's a lot of potential with our vehicles. Any auto manufacturer has a lot of potential, especially once you put in AI with that.
Very interesting.
Yeah. So you have phone commands, you have navigation commands. You can say go home or go to work, and then it will navigate you to work. So those are the things we have. Climate commands, increase temperature, decrease temperature, increase fan speed, decrease fan speed, automate climate control on. We have app device commands, play a certain artist and their song or their album, shuffle tracks. There's a lot of things that you can do that you can play around with. Very interesting vehicle. I bet you now majority of our clients actually do not know some of these features because most of the time they're sitting in the rear.
Yep.
And for those who actually are driving the vehicles, are just driving and enjoying the comfort of the vehicle. You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
I had a client, cash buyer on the specific vehicle, and he said, this is a lot of information, I don't think I'll even use it. You understand? So that's basically that. You can deploy your tow bar while seated here. I don't have to go all the way to the back to deploy the tow bar, so I can just click deploy. I'm sure you can hear it in the
I can hear
rear.
the sound.
It's deploying the tow bar.
I mean, that's really interesting.
Exactly, and then there we go.
I can hear the sound.
It's been deployed, and there we go. Or I can return it back.
Yeah.
And it's basically doing that. So our cars have a lot of potential. especially with AI, like you're saying.
Yeah.
But we have really lovely vehicles, and like I said, if I had all the money in the world,
Yep.
I'd still buy a Land Rover product.
I think I'm with you. I'm convinced.
Yeah.
I'm so convinced.
Yeah, that's basically that. And then from my section of the scheme,
Yeah.
I'm able to ventilate or to heat my seat. From your section, you
Yeah.
are able to ventilate or to heat your seat as well.
Interesting.
Otherwise, you can switch that off, and then you can also control the air conditioning and the volume of the vehicle from the specific side. But there's no music playing currently, so that's basically that, and many more other features. But
I think I really like the tour you've given on this vehicle. Like, you've been able to clearly you know so much about this
yeah,
this car.
another thing,
Okay.
we have air quality. So those who are smoking are gonna be happy about this.
Yep.
So the vehicle is able to purify
Yeah.
the quality of air inside. You understand?
Yeah.
So that's another good thing. We are able to ionize the vehicle as well.
Interesting.
There's vents. There's a lot of things that you can do with a specific vehicle.
Yeah, this is interesting.
So there's really a lot of things you can
There's
do.
just so much. And currently, what's the price value of this vehicle?
So this vehicle is going for 4.6 million.
4.6 million.
For 4.6 million. As of today,
Yeah.
the 9th of June, there is a deal assistance of 172,500 on the specific vehicle.
Nice.
But that deal assistance has been running from
Yeah.
most of the year.
Yeah.
So that is ending end of this month,
Yeah.
30th of June.
Yeah.
After that, so from that 4.6 million, we're
Yeah.
going to minus 172,500.
Yeah.
Whether you're buying cash or finance, you can still benefit from that.
And there you have it. If you're ready to elevate your driving experience, reach out to Zama today or visit Land Rover Centurion. Tell them I sent you to book your private viewing. Your journey to unmatched luxury starts here. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. I'll definitely see you guys on the next one. Peace!